So if those who don't know, Cyberpunk of 2077 has been soundly released at 2019, and of course is probably one of the most hyped up RPGs since The Witcher 3. But how are we going to natural detail of the initial trailer if you want to be excited? Well, to hear this video, I'm going to be going over what we're going to respect inside this game. So please sit down, relax, and let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Now the first thing we're going to be able to talk about is actually the customization of your character. Now of course, the developers in this game have said no matter what gender you pick, it might sabotage anything in the main story. So I didn't actually saw that coming. I figured it would be something like it would never change no matter what gender you pick. But no, I was wrong. Like the Mass Effect series, any gender you pick would sabotage the main story as well, including your initial backstory. As you see right here on the board, if any choices you make throughout the game with your prospective backstory, it could actually come back to bite you even more, which is pretty outstanding. The character models look absolutely gorgeous. I have never seen more beautiful graphics than when I saw The Last of Us. Just look at it. It looks too realistic as I'm seeing real fictional characters in front of me, like watching a movie. So if anything, huge shout out to the developers because it looks outstanding. Now of course, the atmosphere of this game is pretty iconic. Though it's pretty much of a cliche if you look at any cop movie, it still matches pretty well. And the true thing that really shocked me in this whole game was the fact that the whole game would be in first person view. I thought it would be in third person considering the developers of this game created the Witcher series. Now to those who have played the Borderlands series or including Fallout series for that matter, they are actually iconic, and considering how fun they are, I'm a huge fan of first person RPGs. So if anything, I'm more hyped to even play this game even than I was before. And the other true amazing feature that you can interact with certain things to kick down your enemies for good. I mean, look at this. You'll be able to tackle down your enemies, either strangle them, kill them, or just simply drown them. And it wouldn't really surprise me if there was more creative things inside this game. Now, if you don't like going stealth, but you can always go guns blazing. I mean, why wouldn't you? Now, look at this. The simulated combat, including first-person view and gunfire, is pretty amazing as well. It looks like a movie and such. As anybody has seen Hardcore Henry, it feels pretty realistic, including there's natural perks for you to slow down time, you to get more durability, or you be able to move fast. What makes sense considering this game is RPG. Now, of course, you cannot just access these powers by just putting in a perk slot. You need to actually inhuff a certain secret of drugs for you to access them. Yeah, it's very much that complicated. But still, I like how it was something new, how something I don't have to access would be that easy. And by the way, I actually do like that little feature, though it will make the game much harder and a bit more difficult, or pretty frustrating. I don't really care. It would seem more development into it, including the amount of open world. It would progress me, or including inspire me to explore even more. So if anything, good job on those guys. And of course, traditional style in this game is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what it is, but it pretty much feels too good. I mean, look at this. The first person view of your jacket gives you over 5% of street cred. And that probably makes sense considering it's RPG, so certain clothing type will give you certain attributes, like you'll be able to move faster, etc, etc. But still, it is pretty amazing how they put so much time and effort into the grace of style in the futuristic theme, and the natural true fact is, it feels pretty fitting. It actually fits the open world pretty well. So they actually did another thing right. So yeah, here's what we think about the open world when we're first introduced, and it actually looks pretty gorgeous. There are certain people of races, like of course blacks, whites, etc, as all we know, including androids. Yes, there are androids in this game, and some of these people are actually racist. So term the fact that you would actually do whatever you can to save those certain animatronics for your own being or for the sake of money. So that's basically all up to you, which is another clear style into the open world. And of course, gangs, of course you're going to be working with them, but no matter what gang type you help, it's going to equal to actually lose your money or gang, as long as you can play it right. And whatever you do, don't try your very best to piss them off unless you don't like them. Because like anything, these guys will set out other gang members to take you down and to make sure you don't get back up. So if anything, you want to be nicey with these guys. And I don't know why I said that, and who the fuck does. But still, if you try your very best to be nice to the gangs, no matter what, you're gonna actually choose which one you want to work even more. And of course, the more you help that specific one, the other one will actually start out to hate you, and of course, you're gonna get set down and make sure you don't get back up, etc. But still, it actually clears into what you want to do into the open world, what gang you want to work with, which one can offer you more money, or including guns or power, anything with that matter, including nature. So another huge shout out by the developers, because the natural true makes sense to in the open world. Now, I was a bit wrong by the addict perk tree. Not all of them are accessed by drugs, as most of them are accessed by, you guessed it, cybernetics. And of course, these cybernetics access pretty much what I said in the beginning, like you able to be loading faster, you be able to move faster than others, you know, etc, etc, you get the gifs. But still, I like how the creators put natural true detail in the cybernetics of the power, and including, it looks pretty amazing as well. No matter what you do, you become more animatronic like people around you. So it kind of feels more realistic by them too. So if anything guys, huge shout out to the developers once again, because it feels more pretty real than it was before. And of course, we gotta talk about driving. I mean, how else you're supposed to get around. Now of course, as anybody who has played GTA 5 first person view, and while you're driving, it's actually a nightmare. You can barely see where you're going, and the car model does look very beautiful in the inside and interior. It still doesn't get you where you need to go, and it's very difficult to drive. But not the case with this game. I mean, like, it looks like they put added detail into the driving. As you see right here, the car, the interior looks absolutely gorgeous. And if anything, I'm more hyped to play even more. And of course, like GTA, there's actually added combat while you drive. For example, once you're getting hijacked by any gang that you pissed off, like you see right here, you can ask your friend to take the wheel and you do most of the work by your hands. This makes the game even feel more realistic, including you can interact with the cars, making it feel even more dangerous than it was before. So another clear and amazing faction against the open world. Another beautiful job. Oh, and another thing, the car can go into third person view. I just talked about the first person because to me, in my eyes, it looks more beautiful, and including it looks more fancy. But that's up to you. The other true amazing and outstanding feature is the added dialogue that has been said around the cast, how they either say anything more cold-blooded, heartless, or including anything to do to piss you off, which is another added and cool amazing feature added by the game. And never once have I ever gone bored seeing this added gameplay by the developers, how I felt like all of it matched pretty well.
Militech, leak info to you or anyone else about a convoy.
It might be tempting to reach for the gun, but the consequences could be dire.
To do with him
Remember,
or no.
these guys are really tough.
Shit. Checks out.
You got nothing on me! Nothing! Won't get away with this, you bitch! You're dead!
We got no standard port. Bells and whistles, though, dynamic camo armor and motor impulses rivaling that of the human nervous system. Its actuators are actually pimped with titanium fiber, and it can go anywhere, literally. Watch this. Fully integrated link, too, so when the spider starts crawling up walls, dangling from ceilings...
Got 50 large on this pressure.
And you positively reek of Militech.
Dexter Deshawn sent.
Dexter Deshawn. Dreads. Gold plate. Fat old fuck. Not him?
So yeah, Out of Dialogue is a grandmaster piece in this game, including the added tech that you have access to, make the game even more difficult than it was before. As we remembered, back there, you saw that cybernetic dog that could climb walls, including have some natural stealth powers. So it makes the game even more hard than it was before, so be prepared what comes next. And of course, if you paid attention even more in the first scene I showed you, you could have just grabbed the gun and went into a natural gunfight. But of course, that could have come back to bite you, as those guys were high-level enemies, including that might ruin the sabotage of the main story, considering these guys have high ump ranking, including they have contacts around the world, making your life either more harder or even more easier. It really depends how you do it. But still, another including amazing feature added by the developers. And of course, with the add of combat, do not rely on the pistol to soak up most of the bullets, how you're going to be mostly using the shotgun or assault rifle for that matter. And all of the guns with a futuristic look matches pretty well with this open world. If anything, true satisfaction comes from the sound of the shotgun, including any other gun for that matter. And of course, like every RPG, if you attack an initial of a gang, you can actually get loot. I mean, look at this, even high functional guns that are highly not your level, you have to progress even more if you want to unlock it. It's kind of like Destiny, but you know, more interesting. And another true amazing feature is Interrogation. Now, it's not just normal torturing, breaking bones or anything like that. It's actually accessing his brain. No joke, bro. And of course, once you have access to out of his whole function of his brain, you have his original memories, including other gang types, where the hiding, certain firearms, including loot. So if anything, some of this quality of the enemies you want to take down very easily for you to be able to hack them. So another true outstanding feature of the developers. And of course, you doing this, it gives you the upper hand even much easier. So draw some of the people who don't really like stealth that much. Well, if you like it or not, you're gonna have to use it pretty much the entire game, because as you see right here, grappling onto the wall, and you can additionally scan enemies, like seeing what armor type he's using, what level he is, including what firearm. This can make it much easier, as any stealth move can actually one-shot them. And of course, he wants to be the first person you take out for you to make your life even much easier than it was before. Another true and amazing feature added by the developers, and yes, I am going to be saying that a lot. And of course, my favorite, the added boss fights are iconic. How you have to get your century of upper hand if you want to take him down stealthily, guns blazing. There's literally hundreds of ways for you to kill the bosses. It's basically your choice what you wish to do to him. But anyway, no matter how you do it, you're gonna get a whole bunch of loot, credits, including leveling up points. So do your very best you can to take him out as fast as you can, because you're gonna need all the help you can get. So thankfully to the added companions we have access to, we're gonna make our lives much easier. Now that's pretty much all we have to say about the game. Now keep in mind, all the stuff that we went over was just half the greatest stuff in the game already. I can't even imagine what more would be added in the more that we progress. So if anything guys, I'm very hyped to play this game next year, and I'm really hoping you guys are too. Do your very best to pre-order anything you can to get your hands on it, because I know I am. I'm sure Firedoom. Hope you guys actually enjoy my commentary. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace!
This concludes our gameplay demo walkthrough. Thanks for watching.